And our sign language interpreter tonight is Joki Shege. The government will not import maize after all. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mwangi Kiunjuri says that maize importation at this point is not viable given the logistics involved. This comes after the crisis invited political play, creating confusion among many Kenyans. And as Raquel Muigai explores the details of the maize saga, food experts insist that the crisis will be a yearly occurrence if the government fails to tackle the agricultural sector with the seriousness it deserves.
It is a sigh of relief for maize farmers in the country who had pegged their losses on the announced possibility of maize importation. But to consumers of the staple food ugali, it is fingers crossed that maize flour prices do not become too expensive to afford just before October, when a bumper harvest is expected in the country's breadbasket. This scenario owing to Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mwangi Kiunjuri's recent remarks when he spoke to Citizen TV. CS Kiunjuri states, and I quote, "The narrative has since changed. Logistically, it cannot work as the importation window has almost closed, but the deficit still remains." The announcement that the country was facing a shortage that necessitated the importation was made in May, CS Kiunjuri insisting that the imported maize was to sort out the country from that period until the end of September by cushioning consumers from high maize flour prices brought about by shortage of maize. His sentiments being shared by James Nyoro, a food security analyst who insists that the shortage is not debatable. The shortage translating to an increase of unga prices from between 90 to 100 shillings in May to at least 115 to 125 shillings in July.
Now the wrong rains for 2019 delayed. Remember, they were coming in May. In fact, at one point we didn't think that the wrong rains would come. And therefore, coming from a situation like that, one would expect that this is going to be a very challenging year for Kenya in terms of food security.
According to data from the Ministry of Agriculture, Kenya gets to harvest an average of 40 million bags annually. And with the average consumption per month standing at 3.3 million bags, there is usually an average deficit of between 800,000 to 1 million bags every month. But to farmers, their biggest concern is importation.
They open the floodgates. By the time the crop in North Rift is going to be ready in September, October, there will be a lot of maize in the market and the price of maize will come down. So the noise that you're hearing is the fear of the known, because this has happened in the past.
However, that concern is what Kiunjuri insists pushed the government to announce that the importation was to be done differently this time round, only involving the private sector. During the Mexico maize saga, the government acted as a broker between the traders and the millers. For example, if a trader bought his consignment at 2,800 shillings per bag, then the government will purchase it at a higher cost of perhaps 3,500 shillings, then sell it to the miller at a cost of 1,800 shillings. Investigations into the saga revealed that the millers made a kill, as most of them imported the commodity, which they sold to the government, leaving genuine farmers wrecking misfortunes. This time round, if it was to be different, then the traders will have to deal directly with the millers, putting into consideration that the cost involved does not in any way put the price of unga above 90 shillings. Economically, a wise trader will therefore import only a required number of bags, lest he struggles to dispose them when farmers in the country begin their harvest. But why is it that importation has always been the go-to solution in a country whose economy is described as agriculturally driven? Why is it that even after the agriculture sector was devolved, nothing seems to change? Is it policies that are detrimental to the once promising sector?
We have a lot of good technologies out there, but farmers do not know how to use it because they don't have extension service. If you give subsidized fertilizer, who will receive it? And when they receive it, how are they going to complement it with seed? And when they complement it with seed, how is the soil? And how is the fall armyworm? And how is the weeding? And how would that result into harvesting? And how would that increase production? You don't see that.
President Uhuru Kenyatta had launched the national soil testing in February 2014 as a way to establish the country's soil health status to avoid blanket fertilizer recommendations. However, it appears that the initiative is yet to take root in the country. As it stands, the importation might not be an option, But with the unga prices gradually rising every month, the maize inflows from Uganda, who have already begun their harvest, will help cushion consumers until October. Raquel Muigai, Citizen TV.